start with your initial takeaways from the match tonight?
Obviously it's not a good feeling losing at home, um, especially this part of the season. Um, don't matter who's on the field and stuff on the pitch, you want to give 110% and show who SAFC is, and especially at home. This is a fortress. I think it's one of the best places in the league to play. Um, you know, Can't stress enough how winning at home, especially when the business end of the season is rolling around, how important it is to kind of get the momentum going at home. Um, but nevertheless, this is how soccer goes. And you take the lessons from it, and just going from strength to strength.
You've seen a lot in your time here with this club, ups, downs, everything in between. Have you ever seen a stretch of this long where it seems to be there's a disconnect between first and second half, especially after tonight, where Lexington could have had four goals if things would have went their way. So, what do you make of this past few weeks for this club?
I'll say this: no one season's the same. I'll say that sometimes you go through waves in the season where you really got to weather the storm. Currently, we're weathering the storm. It's a storm we got to put out quick because we don't want it to brew too much. Um, but these are the things that, as I said earlier, that we need to reflect on and, kind of nip it in the bud as soon as possible because you don't want this to become a recurring thing and teams coming to San Antonio. And obviously, listen, if I'm an away team and I'm coming to a beautiful stadium and a pitch like this, like I got my A game on, So obviously, we need to know that, and we need to know that we need to embrace that much more than another team. And I'll just stick out the word heart. We got to play with some heart. Got to play some heart and some urgency, and know that there's a target on your back, especially when you're in the top half of the table, and teams want to beat you. So what I make of that is it's a lesson. Continue learning, and we don't want to learn it 2, 3, 4 times. We want to learn it. We've learned it a couple of times now, and I think it's time to just kind of nip it in the bud and kind of move forward.
Obviously, Wednesday is important because it's a cup match. Win or go home, or in this case, win or stay home because you're already here. But in that case, do you feel a little more pressure? Because obviously, it's important to win now. You want to win that regardless, but especially because of the stretch you guys are on and considering who's playing.
Yeah, no, see, like when you go back to the drawing board, you don't have time to, because the game's coming so fast, you don't have time to sit down and lick your wounds. It happened. And I think this next game is important, and we shift our focus to that. And it's all about winning at this point. Win or stay home. That's just what it is. We're focused on us again. We got to refocus fast, and tonight we're gonna think about the things that we need to improve on as a team and as individuals. Take a look in the mirror, and we get back rolling again. If you ever looked at a game of basketball, you can't take a play off, right? And we can't take this next game for granted. We just gotta keep it rolling and look forward to winning again, and then get back on track in the league. But we could only take one step at a time, and I think the next game's the next step, and we refocus to that.
I cover the Spurs, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I had to tie it into Spurs night for sure.
So going back to Carlos, we talked to him, and he's mentioned a few of the younger guys who maybe haven't had much time or experience playing here play a little better than some of the vets. What do you make of that statement?
The coach sees, what he sees in the game, and obviously they train with us every single day, so they're getting better as well. I think it's important for us to note that, this is how soccer goes. Sometimes you go through the waves as a player, but you got to get right back on top of it and continue going, right? So, I wouldn't, add anything to his statement or take away from the statement. He's the head coach at the end of the day, and we respect him. We respect what he sees as well. So, if anything, it always puts a chip on your shoulder to continue going harder as a veteran player or a player who has a lot of experience. And sometimes you might need that little extra push. You might need that just to refocus again. So all in all, I don't think it's a bad thing.
All right.
It was community first night, and we donated so many seats and covers and on the parade for all the fans and all that stuff. And what does it speak for community first that be donating so much to the fans and whatnot?
No, I think so far I've been able to do some events with community first off the field as well too, and I think they're truly part of the community, and they're trying to do so much in the community in every area of San Antonio. We're a club that pride ourselves on not just on the field, off the field, but in the community, and how can we be a change? And I think Community First is continuing to kind of pick up that mantle as much as we love doing that, and just kind of intertwine with SAFC and continue serving the community, and the fans love that. So I think it's a great partnership with the club, and what they're continuing to do kind of aligns with our vision, and you can't ask for a better partnership than that. Everybody's sharing the same goals and aspirations, and you see the fans show up here because they feel love here, and we feel a love from them as well. So I think it's something that is tremendous to continue doing and continue serving people who think that they might not be a part of this. This is a community team. This is a city team, just as the Spurs and just as us.
One last thing for me is when you came in, you get that big ovation from this crowd.
Right.
And that's a halftime, as I'm sure you know, Santi, returning to the club. You guys
Right.
worked great together
Right.
in the years that you guys have been here.
Right.
How do you feel having him back?
I feel excited. I talked to Santi since Santi left till now. We've always kind of stayed in contact. Santi's a great guy, not just, on the field. We know what Santi brings to any team, and he elevates any team. He's a goal scorer. The nickname El Raton, obviously, the rat, he's always looking to score goals as a poacher. So this is not, an individual that, would come in. He embodies SAFC. But also he's a great guy because he could help people around him as well, too. So him coming back, I'm excited because he's a teammate I've won with, and played a lot of games on one way. I know his mentality. I know he's going to work hard for the team, and I think it's just a plus and a bonus for us. We're excited to have him back, and I know you listen to the fans when they announce his name back here. I know this is a place that's close to his heart, and he never takes for granted. So he's another player that can, bolster our attack and help with the goal scoring as well too.